What's up, guys, and welcome back to House Flipper 2. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we got this place all cleaned up and ready to be furnished, but before we get rolling on that today, I had an idea. Late last night as I'm laying in bed trying to fall asleep, which is almost how it always goes, but the second floor of this property is just a little too small for me. I have a hard time picturing a kitchen, living room, and dining room fitting into this small space. So my idea is we should take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else. The garage is Bikini Bottom in this instance, right? Because then that would give us this entire room for a good-sized kitchen, a good-sized dining room, and then we have this whole room for just a living room, L-I-V-I-N room. So that's the idea, but let's see if we can execute it. So all I'm gonna do is start pouring a new foundation for our extended garage. Okay, I had a feeling this might happen. We do have some boundary limits, but I think this bush is actually what's in the way. Hopefully that's all it was. Otherwise, this is gonna backfire on me. Okay, we can get this close to the tree. So we'll see if that's gonna be large enough. And then I believe if we go from here, I think 10 feet up, that'll be our ceiling line. And we'll just start building a new wall right here. I'll take that garage door, we'll move it over, and then that'll give us the actual dimensions that the garage really needs to be. Look at that, dude. That looks so much better already. Not to mention, I mean, check out how much space we've gained from this. Basically an entire garage. I still need to figure out where I want the door from the garage leading into the house to be, somewhere along this wall. We're gonna want some windows, probably where the garage door used to be as well. And then the roof, I think we're gonna end up doing like a lean-to type roof, but I'm worried that it'll kind of get in the way of those windows, so I'm gonna have to be a little careful about that. But I do still have some brick that I need to patch up around the back and around the side there, and then on the inside we'll also be doing brick. Oh dude, I still have to do the floor too. Okay, I got quite a bit to do yet, but I will see you guys here in just a few minutes. All right, I have finally got the garage and I guess the rest of the house looking the way I want it to look. I did have to sell off the big tree that was over here, which trees, let me tell you, trees are expensive. You can make quite a bit of money just selling trees. $668 for these tiny ones, $668 for that one as well, and then 812 buckaroonies for the big boys. So you could probably buy a house if it has trees on it, sell the trees. You don't need to touch the house whatsoever, and then you can just sell the property and you will most likely make money as long as the lot has trees on it, of course. But that tree was just clipping into the garage, so it had to go. Now the garage is looking much, much better. We got the ceiling painted. We've got 4 windows now to the garage, which is, I believe, 1 more than it had previously, right? Because these 2 are behind doors. So all it had was these 3. And then around the front where the garage door used to be, we have 4 nice brand spanking new windows. So what we need to do now is determine where we want the door from the garage leading into the rest of the house to be. So I guess before we can figure that out, we kind of need to decide which side of this room we want our kitchen to be on and which side we want our dining room to be on. I feel like it would make more sense for these 4 windows to be in the dining room space, and then we could kind of maybe tweak these 3 windows a little bit. Maybe just get 1 big window sort of behind the sink, so you have something to look at as you're washing dishes and whatnot. So maybe we'll put the door here somewhere. But I need to spend probably 30 minutes to an hour just trying to come up with a good configuration for our kitchen cabinets. So once again, I will see you guys in just a few minutes.
Many minutes later.
As expected, it did take me quite a bit of time just to get it to this point, and I'm sure a lot of you can probably guess what the kitchen is missing. We'll do that later, along with lights and light switches and other smaller things. I just wanted to get the general layout in place so we'd have a bit more to work with down here. But I based our kitchen cabinetry very loosely off of our IRL kitchen, so the cabinets are sort of a lighter beige, and unfortunately, I don't think we can do a butcher block countertop, so this is about as close as it gets. It's still pine, which is awesome. It's just stained a little darker. So we've got our range over here, our stove, our oven, complete with a hood this time. I usually forget to add one of those in. Here's our sink. We have a dishwasher just to the right of it, very accurately placed, right? As far as plumbing goes, it kind of needs to be kind of close to the sink. And then over here is our refrigerator. I couldn't really figure out a better location for it, but I don't think this is terrible. And I decided to keep the smaller rooms. They have been... This one, I guess, has increased in size. The other one has decreased in size. So they've been changed, altered a little bit, but we have our washer, our dryer in here, so that's going to be our laundry room. And then back in here is just a half bath, just a nice floating sink, and then a turlet, of course. Back here, I couldn't get the walls as close to the steps as they used to be. Since it's not sandbox mode, you know, we don't have the ability to do just whatever the heck we want. So that's about as good as it's going to get there. Added in some wood on the top to kind of make it look like a shelf. Maybe we can put some toilet paper up there or something along those lines. Little bar top right here. We've got our dining room table. The dining room, after finishing the kitchen, that's what I did first. The dining room does seem a bit smaller than I was expecting, but we do still have all this space up here for a living room, so I really can't complain. I still feel like this was the best way to go about doing things. And we also now have a door leading from our dining room / kitchen into our garage. So the garage is actually the same size as it was before. It might be a little less wide, I suppose, but it's still plenty long. We could definitely put like a workbench along this back wall here just to kind of fill it with something, you know. We don't have any cars that we can place in there, unfortunately. I'm sure there's something on the Steam Workshop we could download, but it's looking good, man. It's finally coming together. So let's head upstairs and we can get going on this living room. I think I'm going to start by demolishing this whole thing, and then we might have to tweak the beams just a little bit. Hopefully we can do that. Again, not sandbox mode, so we can change the size, and we should be able to duplicate them if we need more, or I'm pretty sure we could get them in the store as well. Another thing, I believe I mentioned this in the previous episode, but I was like, I wish we had like industrial HVAC ducting and whatnot that we could use. Turns out we do have that. If I go back here, I was searching for the wrong thing. I kept typing duct or like ducting, trying to find this stuff. Couldn't find it. It's vent. These are all called like vent pipes. So we could definitely add those in if we wanted to. But I'm going to leave enough space for the beams first, and we'll kind of go from there. So like I said, I'm going to start by demolishing this wall, and then we can start getting some furnishings in here.
1 hour later.
With our demolition complete, we have so much more room now just at the top of the steps. It really was kind of closing off the space, and I didn't really care for it. We've got our industrial ductwork that we were talking about from the living room all the way back into the master and only bedroom of this property. I'm, again, kind of loosely basing the decor up here off of my IRL home. So we have kind of a dark blue gray couch, big old comfy couch. So we've got the same in here, fireplace, of course, and a nice big flat screen TV up on the wall. I didn't really think it was necessary to try to bring the ductwork into the bathroom. We probably don't even need this steel beam in here, but we'll keep it for now. If we need to move it for some reason, we can obviously do that, or just sell it straight up. So the living room is basically done. Again, we need a lot more decor in here, try to make the space actually look a bit more lived in. But for now, I think we're ready to move on to the bedroom, and then shortly after that, we can tackle the bathroom. Really, we don't need much for the bedroom. I'm thinking just a bed over here, and then this little spot looks like the perfect location for a desk. I mean, we're gonna need somewhere to put our flippin' laptop. That's the laptop that we use for house flipping, of course. So that seems pretty good to me. Obviously, we're not gonna use the pink bed. We'll choose one that actually looks good. All right, it's been 4 hours. 4 hours in total. Not just 4 hours spent on the bedroom and the bathroom. That would be honestly insane. But I think it's finally time to start going through the place and adding in the smaller, finer details. We still need lights in every room. We still need light switches, a bunch of stuff like that. But this is basically how the bedroom is shaping up. And then behind this door, this is how the bathroom is. It is smaller than I was expecting, smaller than I remembered it was. But if it becomes a problem, we do still have like 2 more blocks worth of space right here. So we could slide the bedroom door down a little bit and then extend this wall out about 2 blocks. And then that would probably make the bathroom a little bit bigger. Well, it would definitely make the bathroom a little bit bigger, but it would probably just make it better overall. So I'm going to get going on the finer details, the smaller things, and I will see you guys in just a few minutes. So, you know how I was saying I was going to go through and add a bunch of smaller decorations in every room? Well, I didn't really realize what time it was. And if I don't start editing this video now, there's no shot I'm going to have it uploaded in time for you guys. But the good thing about this property is it's our own personal home and office, so we can do whatever we want to it, whenever we want. Unlike a lot of the houses we flip for money, this one doesn't have a time limit, which is very, very nice. But we'll go on a very brief, very quick tour of everything. So as you guys would have probably guessed, what was missing in the kitchen was the subway tile. I use it all the time. I use it everywhere, but it looks so good. It just looks so good. Honestly, you can't beat it. Well, you could, but that would be weird. So again, I base this very, very loosely off of my IRL kitchen, so we have a pretty similar sort of wainscoting on some of the walls, but I did try to keep as much brick as possible. I feel like that's just kind of true to the home. You know what I'm saying? So we've got lights in every room now. I do wish I had enough time to add the smaller, finer things in life, but what do you do, right? What do you do? We do have towels now. That's new. Trash can. Some smaller things. Not a lot, but some. Laundry room only changes. We have lights in there now. I don't think there's anything else new with the kitchen apart from these lights. So let's make our way upstairs. Living room. It just has lights. Again, it just has lights. Bathroom now has subway tile as well, though. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. And also some lights and a towel and another trash can over there in the corner. Bunch of bronze everywhere, dude. I need to use the bronze stuff more often. I really like the look of that. And then back in our bedroom, I think you guys would have already seen all of this. But now it's illuminated, which I guess is pretty cool. But having said that, I do think that's probably where we're going to have to wind things down at for today. Once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.